What's up, everybody? Coming at you hot, episode 38 of Head Kick Radio. I got Dan the man, Uncle Dan. Oh, hang on. I know you told the story about Uncle Dan. Like, how does
Dan.
Old Dan, sorry.
Again, for the 18th time.
Dude, I want to make up a new nickname. You know what it was? Is I saw a thing on YouTube, or not YouTube, was it a movie called Uncle Drew?
Oh, yeah, with Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving?
Yeah, dude, that's the best.
Yeah, so that's why I called you Uncle Dan.
Kids. Eric Leander, 257 pounds.
We got some bare knuckle fighting for here on YouTube, just kind of rocking to the side, and like this guy who has this bleach blonde beard looks like he could be my dad. He's kind of jacked.
He's on all the steroids. What do you mean he's kind of jacked? He's fucking huge. If he did a sit up, he'd be Bob Sapp as a white dude.
Hey, how hard do you have to work out and do steroids to get that ripped?
Oh, you still got to work out really hard and have a diet, or else you'll just be fat.
Well, okay,
but you can be fat and strong and still on steroids.
I want to complex that question. For younger people compared to older people, do you have to work out twice as hard when you're old to be that jacked?
I don't really know because I'm not old and I've never been on steroids, so I'm not really an expert on this. But
if we had to speculate, not that we speculate here at Head Kick Radio.
No, we are fucking analysts here, high quality analysts. But I would actually guess that. I'm gonna guess if it's the first time you've ever done it, yeah. Like if you're just an old dude that's been fat the whole time and now you're like, oh, I don't have any testosterone. Let's take fucking Tren. You're probably gonna have to work out like really hard and maybe, I don't know. But this dude looks like he's been working out forever and just started taking TRT and throws fucking haymakers, head down haymakers. This is not going long.
Oh no, this dude is like, chin down, but like he's coming in throwing bombs. Oh, he's hitting. He's going to the guy's body. The guy's not even blocking these.
You gonna take bare knuckle shots to the body?
Oh, Dan Murgliata just broke it up, told the guy no tie clinch.
Dan will fuck both these dudes up right now.
That dude fighting that we're talking about looks kind of like Dan, doesn't he? Like that's Dan's brother.
You're right. Oh,
both about the same age.
Oh, this dude.
Like, look, this guy's not even blocking those body shots. They're not even phasing him. No, and he's got a jelly roll.
He's got a fucking He's got that jelly gonna come out.
Could you imagine if somebody let us commentate this?
I would be a great color commentator. Not an analyst.
No, the analyst is hard because you got to be all exact and specific of what you're saying. But man, I could commentate some jelly roll punches there.
Oh my god, yeah. Especially if it's not that serious, like a rough and rowdy.
Oh,
that'd be super fun.
Have you watched any of those? Barstool Sports is killing the game.
I like Barstool a lot more when they actually focused on sports instead of 19-year-old drunk girls.
Yeah,
on their pages. But
I've got a buddy who works for Barstool Sports here in Chicago who's going to come on the podcast. So definitely,
cool.
You got to be in here with him and ask him whatever questions because nobody wants to just hear my side of it.
No, I was around. Like I was paying attention to Barstool whenever they were just reporting sports. It's like they were Barstool Sports, only reporting sports. And then one day I was scrolling through Instagram and Barstool posted like fucking frat parties and shit. I was like, okay, what is going on here?
It's definitely the bro scene of sports.
It is so fucking bro. It's so annoying.
I'm not mad at it because like they have all these subdivisions of like.
Oh yeah, when you actually get like when you go to their podcasts and stuff, like Spit and Chicklets is a really good podcast. It's their hockey podcast. Yeah, that one's good.
Former hockey player leads that one.
That one's really good. And isn't like Pat McAfee? He's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, but he left Barstool Sports.
Oh, did he? Probably. Yeah. Well, good. He's too big. His name's way too big to stay there.
That's true. He's full time with the WWE now. But he's still doing his podcast and his media company and all that. But he's an announcer, but like now he's a contributor, so I think he's gonna be able to step in the ring.
Pat McAfee will kick somebody's fucking face off.
Dude, I'm hoping so. Could you imagine like that big leg, that big punter's leg of his, just like sweet chin musicking somebody?
Hulk Hogan leg drop.
Oh yeah, from the top turnbuckle.
What was your Well, first of all, we should talk wrestling.
Let's do it.
Who was your favorite wrestler as a kid?
I have a tie for one.
Okay.
With two people: Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock.
That's like the most.
Yeah.
Did you just watch Monday Night Raw 1998 yesterday?
No. If you remember correctly, in the lexicon of now the English diction is SmackDown, and that came from The Rock.
SmackDown versus Raw. I love that was.
But I mean, like the term SmackDown was invented by The Rock. And then it became a show.
The Rock was the shit, man.
Dude, he was. Well, I liked him because, like he said, he was the most electrifying man in sports entertainment history.
Can we talk about how...
But Stone Cold Steve Austin, I like him because I'm a big, like, Donald Cowboy Cerrone. Like, I'm that kind of guy, like, we'll go train, and then I'm gonna drink a beer or two afterwards.
Yeah, because beer's good.
Yeah, like I'll go jump on a dirt bike and
Nah.
then get done, and then just drink a beer or two afterwards. That's
Yeah,
that's the kind of guy I am.
I feel like that's the way a lot of guys are, Steven. I'm not sure if you're very. I feel like beer drinking and dirt biking is not like a far fetched idea for some fun.
No, it's a good time that can go wrong so fast.
Yeah, I don't do.
What about you, man? Who's your favorite?
Oh man. Before he went and done killed his family, Chris Benoit was the shit. That crippler fucking crossface. Because I was crossfacing everybody when I was 11 years old.
You're one of-
Crossface cradle was my shit.
One of them 4 horsemen.
Yeah, well, and he was like 5'8" with the fucking like 24-inch arms, and I was like fucking sick. And then Big Papa Pump.
Oh, Scott
He was
Steiner.
fucking kissing biceps.
Dude,
And then
that was
He had
dope.
the chainmail on, like clearly homoerotic, but for sure not really. You know.
I mean,
Like,
all of wrestling's a little.
oh yeah,
homoerotic.
I mean yeah, for sure. But who
I'm
else?
pretty sure that's the reason why I wear tight T-shirts today, is because I watched too much wrestling as a kid.
Scotty Too Hottie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who?
Doing the worm.
Yeah, the worm.
Rikishi. Remember when
Rikishi.
him and his tag team partner teamed up with Rikishi?
Yeah, Rikishi was the shit. The Rikishi bomb.
The Attitude
my
Era
God.
was the shit.
Oh my god.
That was my
when
childhood,
fucking
man.
Stone Cold came out and beat the shit out of DMX.
The rapper? No, or were you talking about like DX, like when he come in?
Oh,
like,
DX, not DMX. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. That was my fault.
yeah.
My fault.
Hey, dude,
DX.
we all make mistakes.
Yeah, DX. Fucking.
Remember when he
X-Pac.
used to ride in on the Zamboni and like different things, or his monster truck, and then he would jump, like climb on the hoods and stuff and jump into the ring and beat up the McMahons?
Oh yeah, there was a time when all he did was him and Vince McMahon would just go back and forth.
Dude,
he was fired every other. Remember when Vince McMahon was just firing people and
Yeah,
bringing
like-
them back?
like Donald
every,
Trump.
Yeah,
He's like,
every 3
"You're
weeks.
Fired.
That's where he came. Donald Trump clearly stole that.
Oh, he had to have.
Yeah,
Like,
Vince McMahon's been around way before that shit.
After watching 2 years of the Trump presidency, like I respect it, because I think that man watched a lot of Attitude Era, and he's just like, you know
Just
what?
bullying his way through life.
Shout out to the McMahons, like Vince McMahon and all them. Like they own the business, they run the business. It's like it's like a mega corporation that's family
What
run.
about Triple H?
That's what I'm saying. Marrying in the family.
Exactly. He done
He's in charge of NXT. Like, dude,
American
I know,
Dream.
I know way too much about wrestling, bro. Way too much, and I don't even watch it enough.
I don't
but
watch
know.
it like anymore either, but
I don't miss
it's-
WrestleMania.
Now it's just hilarious. I don't think I've ever watched a WrestleMania.
Dude, so then you don't have like a modern favorite wrestler then?
A modern favorite wrestler? I mean, not really.
Dude, I'm a big Seth Rollins fan.
I
He's
hate
got
all
a-
those fuckers.
He's got a school over here in Illinois, a wrestling school.
Those are the fuckers that were part of the teams with the fucking dude.
The Shield.
Yeah, fuck those
Yeah,
people.
no,
all the
man.
guys feel a part of that.
No,
Fuck
dude.
people. I hate the people that come out with the fucking group of people.
It's called a faction.
Yeah, the factions. Fuck
Yeah.
all that shit. If you want to be a fucking star in my mind, you come out there one-on-one. You fucking get the party started. You don't come out there 6 guys deep trying to fucking run shit.
But hang on, if you look back, like even before the Attitude Era, and you have The Rock, he used to come out with like the Bradshaw and I can't remember that the black guy's name that was in the group. Or no, Bradshaw was the black guy. I can't remember the white guy in the group. What his name was. Maybe I'm getting it mixed up. But like The Rock kind of had like a little team when he started getting famous. Like you kind of need somebody like to really play off of. But then they all became individual superstars on their own after that, like Roman Reigns, former football player from Georgia Tech, I
I don't
believe.
like that dude either.
He's got cancer or something right now. Be nice to him.
Well, I mean, as a
he
wrestler.
just shot a movie with.
as a fucking wrestler, dude.
Never met him. Yeah, that's true. I mean,
What the fuck are you talking about? About
I
attacking
don't know. He
people's
seems
character
like
here.
Seems like a good guy.
I'm sure they're all good guys, except Chris Benoit, who done killed his
But
family.
see, you would like Dean Ambrose out of the Shield because he's that little gritty guy, just
No,
tooth
he was
and nail, and
Which one was he?
he's a little white guy. Not like Seth Rollins.
I don't
Seth
like-
Rollins is the high flyer.
I don't like anybody that looks like I could flick off the table. Why you act like you can fight people? I don't like it.
That's true. I mean, well, if you think about it, it's kind of like us. Like,
Yeah, but I know the shit they're doing is fake.
True, but at least they train. They work out. Right? I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that.
What's that got to do with anything?
I don't know. I'm saying at least I'm not sitting on the couch.
I miss when I was growing up when wrestlers were all on steroids and they were all just throwing everybody around. They were all massive.
They all look like Uberim.
Absolutely. That's what it should be. Is this entertainment or is this not entertainment? Why are 5'6" dudes? I don't want to watch Lucho Libre or whatever the fuck it is. I want to see Batista bombs.
Oh, I mean Nacho Libre with
No,
the,
Lucho Libre, the real shit, motherfucker.
Oh, I thought you meant the one with Jack Black.
Oh my god.
Dude, hey, well, how
racist.
about Batista? Batista,
Did he fight in MMA?
yeah, he did
This
some
fight
MMA.
is still going on.
I know they're 5 rounds. They're 2-minute 5 rounds in this bare knuckle fighting. And these big dudes, I don't know, like
They're still fucking going. They got some
showing some cardio.
stamina.
some stamina.
They got some stamina.
Hey, dude, that dude has his nickname is Viking. So hang on. Speaking of Viking, did you see Matt Paul winning his fight to win last night?
Oh my god. Yeah, Kimura the fuck out of him.
I thought it was an armbar, wasn't it?
I mean, Kimura trapped him, and then Kimura trapped him again on the other side.
I know it looked just like a sparring round for him, like in the gym.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like that
That's
whole
how
flow.
all of it looks for whenever he like competes in jiu-jitsu. I've noticed. It's
Yeah, like I mean, he's got it down pat,
yeah,
which is it's fun to watch.
Super calm. Mm-hmm.
It's fun to watch, dude. Like the evolution of Matt's fun to watch. The evolution of getting here to watch you in the beginning is going to be a blast for me to watch and witness, and and occasionally jump in. And I want to talk about something Wednesday night. When I first got you on the podcast, you used to talk about your ankle pick, and I was like, and you said like, yeah, when you get going, like they just don't see it coming. I'm like, huh, like you had to go from way up here to way down there to hit that thing. Like, I mean, who doesn't see it coming? You hit me with it in MMA wrestling practice Wednesday night, and I didn't see it coming. It was so fast.
Yeah,
I was like, hang on, how's this dude who's almost eye level with me go all the way down to the ground and hit that ankle, and I fell flat on my butt. I was embarrassed for a second.
I hit it on
dang.
Josh too.
Hey, dude, it was sick.
It's my move. I hit that thousands of times, literally.
Dude,
I know how to hit it really well.
Dude, that was a good wrestling practice.
That was a really fun training session.
You know what the worst part out of all that was that wall sit.
Oh yeah, for sure. After the 30 minutes of live wrestling.
Yeah,
it was.
I just got to figure out how to breathe better during wall sits, I guess, because I can breathe more in wrestling and jiu-jitsu. I just can't breathe in wall sits.
Tired as fuck. The legs don't want to work no more. I don't remember the last time I've wrestled that hard.
Like, that was fun. I
was a
think we
good
should
time.
do that more often.
Absolutely, we're going to. We will too. Like I'm pretty sure that'll be incorporated a lot more. Because got to do it.
When we were working on clinch stuff before that, and breaking and striking and all that, like when I was going against Maurice at first, and then I realized I was like, oh man, like you are so vulnerable when that clinch, when it separates real quickly.
Oh yeah.
If you're not cognizant of where your hands are.
Yeah, you got to keep everything up or get your head out of the way.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
And you don't want to go straight back. That's all I know.
Yeah, fighting's hard.
It is. And, it's one of those things, like, I kind of wonder when all that's playing through your head, like the strategy of fighting, and then you add in, like, okay, now there's going to be music, there's a crowd, and then those kind of butterflies that come into it. It's kind of the same, like when you're going out to wrestle or you're going out to play, baseball or football, and you're like getting all amped up for the crowd, but you're still kind of a little nervous because you want to perform. Add that on top of like, oh, I got to think about all that and actually performing with good technique and doing things the right way, or this could end terribly.
Yeah, it's really, really, really high consequence thing. Really, really high consequence endeavor. That's why my strategy into it is just going to be like, fuck that dude. I literally don't even care what his game plan is. I don't care where he's coming from. I don't care what he's going to try to do, what stance he's in. Like, I don't give a shit. I'm going to train like so hard for this. I've already mapped it out. Like this is the last week and a half, 2 weeks to where I get to take like the last 2 days I took active recovery days because after Wednesday, my shoulder and knee just wasn't having it. And then when I learned we weren't sparring last night, because striking sparring is way easier for me than rolling when my injuries are fucked up because I have a knee and shoulder injury, which is like if I grapple.
It's a different flow.
Yeah, it's way harsher on your joints when you're on the ground and somebody's on top of you in butterfly guard and you got to throw them off you instead of just like checking kicks and throwing light punches because we're not really trying to knock each other out either. So I'm not throwing massive overhand lefts. I'm just getting timing
right,
and stuff
working
like
on
that.
technique and
yeah. So when I learned that, I was like, okay, I'm just going to take another active recovery day. And I woke up lighter, diet still on point here, fasting, going to go train and I feel great. So these are my last 2 weeks of like active recovery days before I go 8 weeks of just balls to the walls nonstop to where I know that when I step in the cage, I can go for 9 minutes of just pressing this dude against the cage, taking him down and punching him in the face over and over again.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't care what he's going to do. Cause I'm just going to push him against this. If I'm going to strike and I'm not just going to bum rush him and shit like that, 'cause that's how you get caught. But there's no looking for, what I'm planning is no looking for the knockout or anything like that. It's going to be up against the cage, take him down. And like when we rolled, it was a good roll we had on Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
But you noticed I wasn't like going for submissions and everything I was doing.
Yeah,
was
you was position.
I was keeping you on the ground, staying on top of you really, really strong to where I could try to punch you in the face.
Yeah.
Like that's really all I was going to do. And that's really all my game plan is.
And I felt that too. And that's why I kept trying to move for you, like work.
You did a really, really good job.
Because I kind of knew what you were doing. I was like, okay, he's getting positional because he's trying to see where he can strike me. Now, how can I use this for a personal benefit in my own right? Okay, what if I get stuck in this position with somebody somebody like you who can hold you there, who can keep you there? Because in jiu-jitsu, like people will rest and things like that. And I didn't want to do that because I wanted to think like, okay, if we're striking,
you were being fucking squirrely.
Yeah, I was thinking if we're striking here, like there's punches coming. What do you got to do? You got to move. And sometimes like it's like one of those chaos things. You just kind of got to.
Oh yeah, you just got to scramble. Sometimes you just got to scramble.
Yeah.
You're gonna take shots. Like if you're in a fight, you're gonna get hit. So it's just make sure you don't get knocked the fuck out. Right.
You don't get caught square.
Yeah.
So I was penduluming. There you go.
There we go.
Swinging my legs and things like that, trying to like move.
Swinging.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Moving my shoulders, trying to shrimp out, trying to, escape, like just different things, keep you moving, where you had to keep kind of holding me where like you couldn't just rain bombs. You had to get me, square again. And so I kind of knew what you were doing, but then I was trying to work, the exact opposite of like, what if I'm stuck in this position? You gotta move. And then, we would get back to the feet and then we'd end up, essentially in the same position again. And it was just, we worked for 7 minutes because we do 7-minute rounds.
I couldn't keep you down. It was a good one. I don't think either of us caught each other.
No, I think we stalled on that one. Yeah.
It was just a good round, but I felt it. You're fucking hard to keep down for how big you are. Like usually when you get a big dude down, like they can't get their legs up and fight hard. So like when you pass their legs are passed. You're fucking squirrely.
Thanks, man.
Get them legs up there.
Dude, but like, see, that's the thing is like, I have to be squirrely with guys like you because, you can have your way with me if I'm just, if I'm not squirrely. Like it's not any fun for me.
Yeah,
so I got to be squirrely.
That is, yeah.
So, but I pride myself on that, like being in shape where, like even when we were doing the MMA wrestling rounds and it was like loser stays, everybody just has better technique than I do and things like that. So I was getting schooled at first while everybody was fresh, but I wasn't getting tired. I was just kind of getting a little frustrated. I was like, okay, I got to figure this out. And then by the time everybody else started getting tired, I was like, I was still good.
Yeah.
I was like, I can just keep going and going and going.
Yeah, once the rounds at the end of it, it's just like wrestling's a thing to where once you get tired, like the technique matters a lot unless you're more tired. Because I could get in on a leg at any point in time, but like I think actually was my last round when I got the last takedown, or was Maurice? I think Maurice. Oh,
it was Maurice. So we never, I don't think it, because we finished with Josh going against Josh and Maurice.
Well, anyway, I got my last round was I was dead tired.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was me. I was your very last one because you did get me.
Yeah, so I got that takedown and you sprawled, and I was like, fuck, if I don't get this takedown right now, I gotta go do this again. I was like, fuck that, I'm not letting go. And I just literally hit a technique I knew you wouldn't be able to defend, and literally it was like all I had in my gas tank. That was like a red line for me. So I was like, fuck it. And I knew I just had a horsepower I could hit it. And I was like, and then that was dead. And then I learned we had to do wall sits and fucking died some more. I couldn't hold 90 for like more than 10 seconds.
I couldn't either.
It was awful.
My legs were burning. Awful. They were shaking. I fell to the ground a couple of times, like just to get a breather.
Oh, I fell like 5 times stood up on purpose, fell on purpose. It's like fell accidentally. The first slip I had was just on my own sweat. I was just pouring, and I was repositioning my feet, and just both of them fell, and I fell on my ass. I was like, well, that's cool.
Do you get sweaty feet on the mats, like whether it's jiu-jitsu or whatever? Like I have the sweatiest feet.
Don't sweat. Just I'm the sweatiest.
Like I'm sweating before we warm up on shrimping, and I already have like wet feet. I'm like, oh, this is great.
No, I don't really. My feet don't get sweaty. It's just I got the sweatiest face and body and hair area ever. Like my hair, beard, and chest area is the sweatiest person that's ever like lived. I feel really bad because like I do sweat a lot. It's like the later rounds when it's like hot in there. I play a very top heavy game, and I just see my sweat just pouring onto people, and I'm like, sorry, dude. I know that's gross, but gotta fucking keep the position, man. Gotta keep it.
Well, see, like, for everybody that's been in there, that's at least a blue belt or higher that's been doing this for a while. Like, we're just so used to it.
I don't give a fuck either. I mean,
but you can tell when you get like a new white belt in there and they're not used to it. It's like they're not even
away from it. They don't even care what the technique is anymore. They're just
they're not even doing anything technical to get away from it. They're just like trying to move their head, like, oh god, no, don't. Oh, you just drip sweat on my face.
If it's me, I feel that, man, because it's like a fucking. It's like one of those little angel kids pissing is what the sweat is coming off my beard. It's just It's like that, like Gandalf's beard, how it comes to a point. That's just the sweat that comes off my beard. The beard that comes down to a point.
Some good old beard sweat. It's like dripping down a funnel right in your mouth.
Yeah, just whiskey and bacon grease.
I kind of wonder that because, like sometimes like if you drink heavily the night before and then you go to practice the next day.
Oh, you sweat it out.
And you're sweating it out. I'm like, I wonder if anybody's getting like a hint of.
Getting some Four Roses.
Getting a hint of that JMO that I had last night. You know what I mean?
Did you have some JMO last night?
No.
Oh.
I didn't have anything. I took it easy because I went kind of hard Thursday night when I had a friend. She came over and we went, I don't know, we drank too much that night. But then last night I was thinking about going, and then this Chicago winter
sucks.
Has me depressed. Like
I can't even fucking dude, I can't even fucking handle negative who negative 30 or 22 degrees to 46 degrees.
Yeah.
Listen,
and then back down to negative 14.
That's
wind chill.
60-degree swing in 36 hours. Let's not act like that's normal, people. I don't give a fuck about your polar vortex. The polar part's the cold. Explain the fucking 50-degree weather 2 days later.
Yeah.
Where'd it go? Where the fuck did it go? Riddle me that.
Oh, we got the rant coming.
No,
here.
that's not even the rant.
Okay.
I don't give a shit.
See, do you feel it? Like I feel it when it gets that negative wind chill, especially once it gets like down there past negative 10. I can really feel it in my joints.
It's in your bones.
Like I feel it in where I had back surgery. I really tighten up, and it feels. I mean, it's a crazy thing. Like I can't move. It feels like It feels like I can't even use my hips and use my legs.
That's shitty.
And so like yesterday when it came in again, and I was at work all day, and and I have to do a lot of moving around and lifting things, and stuff like that. And I was really feeling it in my lower back, and I was like, dude, there's no way I'm going to be able to go to the gym tonight because I kept trying to stretch it and then you're like, keep it in motion. But when it gets that cold, it's like my body
Can't
doesn't
even
even
do
care.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I can kind of feel it in my hands and my shoulders a little bit, like just kind of places I've had surgery. And do you feel that? Like, I mean, you're a little bit younger than me, like, or is it just me getting older? I'm trying to figure this out.
I don't have any surgeries and stuff like that. I just have a lot of inflammation all over the place. So I don't really think the cold affects that too much. I think it might actually help it. But my joints do it because I got a little bit of bad joints. But I think my injuries are more they just are injured right now. So, or my problems. I'm not even sure if injured is a word because I can still perform, But this cold, though, first of all, we're talking about colder than a witch's titty in a brass bra. Like, it is fucking bone chilling. And even the cold from, like, in the Chicagoland area, like, I'm out in Elk Grove Village. It's 12 miles from this place. The temperature feel of when I walked out of my apartment to the literal 26-second walk from my car to your fucking apartment. Like, I could walk fine to my car, and I was literally like, Steven, you better get to the fucking door right now. Whatever. I was
I'm gonna die out here.
I was fucking freezing. It was so cold. It's ridiculous. I couldn't handle it. It's like this mic stand. They just wrap like this cord. This cord was the fucking cold. The mic stands your bones. It just wraps around it, and it's like, hey, you're not going fucking anywhere now, motherfucker. Like it's so fucking cold here.
It does. It wraps
especially
you up.
Off that fucking lake river thing. What
that lake effect?
Lake Michigan? Yeah. Okay.
Because we're less than half a mile from Lake Michigan.
Jesus,
from my
you
place.
feel it. You feel it. There's
Dude, so usually when I run in this,
Frank Sinatra's summer wind shit.
When I run in this, it doesn't burn the lungs like I'm used to it. Maybe I don't know. I'm probably in better shape. That's why. But like it's a mental thing where when you're trying to go for a distance and you start thinking like, how am I gonna? If I get too far out here, like I could die.
Oh yeah, but you got your phone. You can call Uber real quick.
That's true.
Nowadays, you just call it Uber.
Dude, it's getting so weird because like I'll run kind of the direction of the red line, and then so all I'll take is my phone, or in my headset, if I'm blasting some music. But then I'll inside of my my phone pouch or whatever you want to call it, that wristband pouch thing, I'll put in my Venture card just in case I get too far out there, and there's just like, hey man, there's no making it back. Go hop on the train. Like for just safety. And,
ain't no shame in my game. Sometimes you gotta have precautions.
And I got that Uber app also on that phone.
You got to.
It's tough in the streets out here.
Fucking caught out here in this 15-degree cold, man.
You know what's bad?
What's that?
Is this cold ass weather still hasn't stopped all these Chicago shootings.
I don't even pay attention to that stuff. It's terrible. I can't fucking deal.
It's too much.
It's just too much. I can't handle it. I get sad. get sad thinking about looking at stuff like that.
How about the craziness? It's breaking news when there is not a reported
right, when there's not a
gun
killing
violence.
over the weekend.
No, it's like not even the weekend, but like when there's one day, like it could be a Tuesday in the middle of January, and the news will be like breaking news: there has not been a reported gunshot in the Chicagoland area.
Right, and for the last 24 hours.
Yeah, in a 24-hour period. Like how?
Cool.
Why is that breaking news? Like a gunshot not happening for 24 hours should not be breaking news. That should be the normal.
Obviously, Steven. Thank you for that.
We live.
There's your PSA for the day, guys. Hey, guys, let's not shoot each other every day, okay? All right, back to you.
Exactly. Like I mean, that blows my mind. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just things you think about when you're stuck inside. And
yeah, it's not like I'm going to go outside in those neighborhoods now just because there hasn't been a gunshot in 24 hours. It's okay. Well, let's give it another day. Boom, boom. Okay, yeah. Stay inside.
yeah, stay inside, kids.
Stay inside, kids.
I don't know. I never thought about going and shooting anybody, but I feel like the cold weather would stop me. It's not stopping anybody.
I think it does, doesn't it? I feel like in the summer it definitely heats up.
Oh yeah, like it ramps up.
Like it totally ramps up. The killings, like if you kill somebody in this weather, they probably deserve to die.
Ooh.
I mean,
I don't know about that because there's a lot of like stray bullets and.
Okay, well, I mean, if you're gangbanging out here in negative 22 degree weather, like you got serious beef going on. There's for real beef in these streets, and I don't really know if I need to know about it, but I mean, sometimes you just got to handle your business. And if you needed to get business handled in negative 22 degrees, or maybe is it the surprise sneak attack? It's like nobody's going to suspect us to go fuck shit up.
Is that a drive-by?
No, like maybe if they know where like a cache of weapons or drugs are, and they know like ain't nobody
they're gonna hit it.
Yeah, ain't nobody gonna think we're gonna hit this shit in negative 22 at 2 a.m. on a fucking
This is a movie
Wednesday, dude. And this Chicago something, but and then they go fucking hit that shit at negative 22 degrees, and then you'd be like, that's your new plan. Nobody's gonna think that you're gonna knock somebody off when it's way below freezing and you're gonna die if it takes too long.
Yeah,
because
I bet you they were moving some serious drugs and guns
for
when
sure.
it's cold. Huh?
What happened? What are you gonna do? What if you're gonna do? I mean, you can't hold the gun; it's steel. So you gotta. If you're gonna shoot somebody, you better make it quick, or else your hand's gonna freeze.
I don't know, man. They make some new guns now that are pretty plastic.
Listen.
So if you
this is not military high tech. These guys.
I was gonna say, like, I don't know what kind of gang banging stuff
They go up to Indiana. They go over the border to where you literally just need to be 18 with a library card to buy a fucking gun. And
just go to a gun show.
And they fucking take $600, buy 2 pistols, and they're like, okay, guys, let's go do this. They're not exactly hitting up the fucking Pentagon like, hey, can we get plastic guns and rubber rounds for this job we're doing? Nah.
That's some high-tech stuff.
Yeah, that's not what they're doing.
Yeah, I watched Fast and the Furious, the first one again the other day.
Where they were robbing VCRs off the back of trucks.
Yeah, where they're robbing VCRs for car computers and things like that.
It's like they're talking about how it's such a big bust. That whole 53-foot trailer full of VCR TVs would be like $7 nowadays.
Yeah.
Just completely worthless.
Sorry, Sony, we just robbed you for $200, a whole trailer full. But made my car go faster, so I don't know what to tell you.
That's true.
Man,
how does that make your car go faster? Car guy?
I don't know. I'm not that deep into it, and I don't know how VCR parts are going to make your car go faster.
Listen, when I ask you questions, you need to know.
It's just like electrical components. Like, that's not really what it was, but...
So they just stole the electrical components from the VCRs?
No,
so
they weren't...
They couldn't just go to Home Depot real quick?
They weren't really VCRs. They're...
DVD players?
Sure.
I mean, you just watched the fucking movie.
Yeah, but I wasn't watching that closely. Let's be real.
Fucking God, this guy
I was a little intoxicated. No, but I was just thinking of the whole premise of where I was going to go with that was where Fast and Furious started. You know, boosting cars and robbing,
pink slipping and shit.
Yeah, and peak slip racing, all the way now to The Rock and Jason Statham doing a side show of it called Hobbs and Shaw.
What the fuck,
yeah.
Man? And that just shows you, like,
I think once
men will watch shit that looks just dope. It ain't gotta have no plot. It ain't gotta have
shit
blowing up. fast cars, cool.
I'm all for that, but like my problem is they started serious. You know, when they had Paul Walker and everybody in like the boosting cars, like even Tokyo Drift like was super dope. That was my favorite one of the series.
Yeah, that was a good one.
But after that, it seems like okay, now the car stunts and everything just got unreal. And I mean,
there's only
from
so
building
many
to building.
There's only so many times people are gonna watch you drive around the streets.
I don't know. I feel like
you gotta amp it up.
You could keep the plot going and keep it more realistic, kind of like.
I mean, how many times are you gonna watch them jack a truck off a highway?
Well, I mean, you don't have to keep jacking trucks. You can kind of just slightly change the premise of what's going on, because look at shows on Discovery Channel like Street Outlaws, where in Oklahoma City, where they're, you know, I'm air quoting here because they pull permits. They're illegally, you know, racing cars, you know, drag racing cars. Like that's how the Fast and Furious started. They were drag racing cars, and that quarter mile seemed like a 5 mile, you know, strip, because they're like, wah,
right,
and like passing each other back and forth and like hitting the nos, and then like 3 minutes later, it's like, oh, we finished a quarter mile. You know what I mean?
You just want to see that over and over again?
No, you don't, because that's what I'm saying. Then they went to Tokyo Drift, where they started drifting. Well, then next, like, what if they started doing like rally car racing, or what if they just started doing like, you know, monster truck, like
because
King
they
of
were
the Hammers,
criminals,
like,
dude. They couldn't just go like, this is a criminal organization. You forget that. They
right?
Steal shit.
Right,
they
but I'm just saying, like,
you can't make a corporation out of criminals. You can't go like, we're gonna be rally car drivers now. Let's go. Like, U.S. government's still gonna fine you for fucking stealing shit.
Right, but I mean, you could just
gotta be on the
slowly
run.
change the premise and like just move to like maybe, you know, motorcycles, or, you know, just keep it in the family of cars, motorcycles, and things like that.
Right, but we still have to do illegal shit.
Right, you can still do illegal stuff.
So you just want us to race shit always? And
Always.
make 8 movies off of just racing shit?
Yeah. We don't have to make 8. Like we. I mean,
well,
they went a little
they're
too
going
far.
off of like. Well, exactly. If we're just going till Need for Speed, or we're talking about Fast and Furious, what the fuck ever. Yeah, if we're gonna stop at number 3, then I'm down for that. But we're on number like 86 now, so stuff's got to blow up. People got to go flying, and we need The Rock in it. So
I'm not mad at The Rock.
I'm not mad at The Rock either.
Like, I could watch like him and Kevin Hart. I could watch them act any day. And speaking of Kevin Hart, have you seen his LOL network on YouTube?
No,
dude. So he does this. There's this one show I found on YouTube somehow, and it cracks me up, where he basically, it's called Cold as Balls.
Oh, the ice bath ones.
Where he gets in the ice bath
Chronicles.
Like, yeah, so I watched the one with Baker Mayfield the other day, and basically it's Kevin Hart just being funny, you know, while he, you know, sits there and interviews friends of his, because apparently he uses his star, and he even says it. He's like, I'm so famous. He's like, to talk to my famous friends who are always busy, I have to sit, you know, in a ice bath when, you know, they have to do an ice bath kind of thing. But then they'll sit there and like they had Baker, you know, like Kevin Hart was like planting like a stick, like with a little towel on it, like when Baker planted the flag. Kevin Hart was trying to do that in the towel. He goes, there's just some places you can't plant the flag. Making fun of Baker, like he couldn't plant the flag at Ohio State. And he has like these 2 bodyguards, and, you know, one's white, one's black, and he like switched them. He put the white guy by him and then the black guy over by Baker. He's like, I just noticed, he's like, for 2 seasons, he's like, I've had the black guy over here and the white guy over there. He goes, this is like racially insensitive. And so he just do like little things like that. And then he had Floyd Mayweather on too. I watched that one. That one was freaking hilarious, because like there's this guy who lays behind this brick wall where the tubs are, and he calls him White Hand. And so like every time they go to remove the stool out of the ice bath, he's like, here you go, White Hand, thank you. And then he hands White Hand, like as they're walking in, a case of money, and then White Hand's like throwing it out, and then like the screen will flash, or the cameras will flash over to the bodyguards, and they're all wearing gloves all of a sudden, like, and they have money in their pockets, and like, where'd you get that money? Is that money on my briefcase? You know, just Kevin Hart being Kevin Hart. I could watch him and The Rock just do movies all day, because that kind of ridiculousness I can get with. But the Fast and Furious ridiculousness, I can't get with that.
That's a long roundabout way to get to that point, Steven.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, that was.
I was getting tired talking to myself. I was sitting here thinking like halfway through this, I was like, I don't know how I'm doing this.
That was.
I was like, I need more coffee to finish this.
I'm sorry for that one, guys. That one wasn't on me, but I couldn't find a way to interject into that.
Damn, that was on you. Sometimes you got to.
Was it fucking on me?
All you gotta do is look over here at the TV and be like, hey, look at this bare knuckle fighting going on.
First of all, this dude with the dad body is getting his dad ass whipped.
Dude, he looks like an angry Mikey Garcia, but like twice as old and super bloody.
He doesn't look like Mikey Garcia at all. He looks like fucking Luigi.
What's your point?
You're wrong, and you think all fucking people that aren't white look the same?
That's not true. I think all white people look the same.
That. I mean, if you go to Florida, that's true. They're all fucking 3x5s.
Just leathery from that sun, just beating down on
leathery
them.
3x5s. Yep.
Man, could you imagine just being like a stick of beef jerky? Hey, that was a weird hug. Like he was only grasping the other two. He had two hands on the other two dudes' butt cheeks, and he's like hugging him. That was a little weird.
Now they're kissing.
Look, Stitch is in there, man. Stitch is still in the game.
Well, the UFC fired him.
I know. I can't believe that. That's Dana pulling a power move.
Dana's he's a fucking, I don't know.
Dude, speaking of UFC, who you got tonight? So that way when people listen to this Monday, they'll be like, we're either right or we're wrong.
Which one are we? Look up the card. So
all right,
we'll talk about it.
It's the pay-per-view.
Which ones do you want to go through the full card or just the main one?
Let me pull it up and then we'll decide. Because the co-main event is the fight I'm waiting on. That's Israel Adesanya versus Anderson Silva. Let's just talk about that one real quick because since I'm all hyped up on that one. I'm high fee for that. That's an old John Mejia saying. So shout out to John if you're listening.
Now if this fight was Israel Adesanya now and at Anderson a decade ago, this would be like the fight of the century main card during International Fight Week during July. Like these would be two insane guys, and they still are. Anderson's still insane. Like he still fucks up the majority of that division.
All right, here's the main card. It's Jimmy Crute versus Sam Alvey in the light heavyweight fight to kick it off. And then you have Montana De La Rosa versus Nadia Kassim. I don't know who that one is, but I do know who Montana is. And then you have Rana Yahya versus Ricky Simon. And then you have the co-main event, Israel versus Anderson. And then the main event, Robert Whittaker versus Kelvin Gastelum. Dude, watching Robert Whittaker versus Yoel, the second fight here live in Chicago last year, that was insane. It's fun to watch Robert Whittaker live.
I think Robert Whittaker's going to fuck him up.
You think he's going to mess up Kevin? See, every time Kelvin fights, he just wins. Like he's like the Tim Tebow of MMA. We don't know how he does it. It's not pretty.
Except when he doesn't.
But he wins.
Except when he doesn't. He just got his ass choked out by Chris Weidman not too long ago. Like fairly easily.
We're not all perfect, sir.
Well, I mean, he wins when he's fought Michael Bisping when he got knocked out 2 weeks before and some other old fucking dude he just fought.
I'm looking him up right now. So he beat Jacare Souza by decision.
That's an impressive win.
It is. And he did lose to Chris. Then he beat Bisping before that. And then
after Bisping just got knocked out.
Yeah, but he lost to Weidman before that one.
Got triangle choked proper.
He knocked out
arm triangle.
He knocked out Vitor Belfort before that loss.
Vitor is 118 years old, not on testosterone.
He knocked out Tim Kennedy before then.
Tim Kennedy was tired as fuck. His body wouldn't respond anymore. I watched that fight.
He beat Johnny Hendricks by decision.
Johnny Hendricks is fat as shit eating brisket, and he's 170 pounds. I'm not sure why he's fighting 185.
And then he lost a 5-round decision to Neil Magny back in 2015. And then he lost a split decision to Tyron Woodley back in 2015 too.
Okay.
So I mean, he's fought some big name people.
Oh, he's fought a bunch of big name people, and he's won and lost the whole time. Just this path to the championship he's taken is an extremely quick and easy one.
Yeah, he's 15-3.
I don't really think he's. I don't really think he's near very like the top guys in that division. I think are way better than him.
So you think Whittaker's just going to put it on him?
Yeah, I do. I think Whittaker's way better. I think the Gastelum's really weirdly long and weirdly good boxer with his hands and shit like that, and he seems to not get tired, and he's really good at what he does. He misses weight a lot. I don't like guys that miss weight a lot. He's just seems undisciplined.
Well, that's why he's fighting at 185 and not 170.
He seems undisciplined. I know he's undersized for this division. He's not going to one-punch Robert Whittaker.
No.
Like, if Yoel Romero can't one-punch this dude, you're not going to one-punch him.
Yeah, I agree. Because, like, Yoel's just a different specimen.
Yoel won that second fight, I think, too.
I mean, it was close.
I mean, if you're just talking, the way that scoring works is fucked. So I guess if it's the scoring wise, it's super close. But if you're just talking about the fight, Yoel won the fight.
That's why I'll always miss the Pride scoring where you have the 10-minute first round, the
fight.
5, yeah, but you score the whole fight as a whole.
Yeah, and the end of the fight's worth more.
Yeah, and, right, because like especially,
it should be.
And I think that's why the Diaz is really like that system.
Yeah, because they don't get tired. And they can just put their pressure on people, and then at the end of the fight, they're still standing in front of you, dropping their 17 punch combos. And
right, and that's a legitimate argument.
Well, it absolutely is, because if this fight lasted even
to the death,
45 more seconds, even, you could be on the ground and I'm still punching you because I'm not tired anymore.
Right.
Like if I'm tough enough to where that's the difference to where this is MMA as a sport and it's not fighting. Like if we're talking about fighting, it should be no rounds, no time limit, who goes and wins.
Right.
Like, that's what a fight is. If we're talking about a real fight.
Yeah, and no decisions. We can make rules. When somebody gets, choked out, taps out, knocked out, judge steps in to save their life.
Yeah, something like that. And that's fine. And you can still make it MMA rules. Like they could still have the stoppages be like that. It doesn't have to be destruction like UFC 1 where people like almost were brutally knocked out and shit. It doesn't have to be stuff like that. It could still have the stoppages that we have now. But MMA the way it is right now is strictly a sport, and it's for entertainment purposes so the masses can enjoy it. But it's definitely not the purest form of fighting.
Right. Do you think there's any comparison to Israel Adesanya and John Jones? Because everybody wanted to compare
but
John Jones to Anderson Silva when Anderson was in his heyday,
they don't
in
fight
his stride.
The same either.
I know, but like that's what confused me, because I don't think that Israel Adesanya, because everybody keeps trying to compare him to John Jones. But John Jones is the same fighter.
John Jones is better than both of them.
Yeah.
John Jones fights better than both of them. Like, to say that is to say that they can wrestle like John can wrestle, and they've had the. Just no, I don't think that.
Whose stand-up do you think is better all around? Kicking, punching,
who?
Creativeness between Adesanya and John Jones.
Oh, just kickboxing?
And then Anderson Silva and Anderson Silva. Throw all three of them in there. Like
Adesanya.
Adesanya is the best.
He was like 55 and 5 or something as a kickboxer. Or
I mean, like break that down. Like, do you think it's like how smooth his techniques are? Do you think it's just what he like his vision when he's fighting? His
It's
range?
hard to say, because in his prime, Anderson knew what you were going to do before you did it. So it was. I don't know. I don't really know. I like what I see from Adesanya, especially just I've watched a lot of his just kickboxing matches, and people can't really touch him. It's really insane. He doesn't really get hit. I haven't seen him get hit. I think he got knocked out once by Pereira.
Was that early on in his career?
By Alex Pereira. It's one, and then he avenged the loss, I believe, or he vouches he.
Have you seen the physical growth in his body since his first UFC fight to where he is today?
Adesanya?
Yeah. Like, he was so lanky when he first just came into the UFC alone, back when he was still just kickboxing. Now he's more like John Jones. He's more filled out. If you look at him now, I'm telling you, you see him tonight.
I'll have to look at him tonight. Before and after pictures.
Well, I'll show you here
because
in a minute
he's only been in here for like 2 years, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think because he's still pretty young, and I think he just hit that transformation of, with all the grappling that he's having to do now. I think grappling really develops you. That's why when you look at wrestlers like yourself, you're stocky for a reason.
Well, yeah.
And grappling does that to you. And I think he's been doing grappling, long enough now instead of just kickboxing.
I'll have to see the pictures. I haven't noticed it.
It's changed.
He seems like it. His striking's on such a different level, and
so fun to watch.
It seems in MMA it's even for his style, because the way he keeps his style all depends on the way he sets his jab up, and he keeps his lead hand really, really low. So it's hard to take him down because he's going to get an underhook. He's going to get an underhook, and he's proven that he's got really, really good hips, and he can turn you off the cage and get his back off the cage. So it's really hard to keep down and take down. He's proven. And he fights off of his front jab, and he sees what you're going to do off of his jab. So I don't know. I really like his style for MMA. He stays behind his jab. He knows what you're going to do. He doesn't rush to go finish. None of those guys that you talked about. What makes them great strikers, I think, and great fighters the best is whenever they have you hurt, they don't go rush in and get caught with an overhand right that puts them out or something like that. They know you're hurt, and they're just going to pick you apart. Like, whenever Adesanya has you hurt, the first thing he's going to throw is start throwing left hooks to the body and knees to the body. He's going to start wearing you down even more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's not just going to start throwing bombs and tiring himself out. Same for Anderson. Anderson's never done that. When John Jones head kicked DC, the first thing he did was chase him down and trip him. Like, they have this set path to where they know they're going to win, and they don't need to rush the knockout victory like somebody that doesn't have the confidence in their striking ability would.
Yeah.
All those guys are insane to watch. It's hard to say who's the best striker. It's not really a thing.
It's
kickboxing,
similar, but
the
it's
kickboxing
different.
resume goes to Adesanya, I believe. But that's just to say that if John Jones decided to.
Do you think he's a future 185 champion, Adesanya?
Oh, yeah.
You think he takes out Robert Whittaker?
Yeah.
Because I think the winner of this fight gets a championship shot at the champion of the night.
That's the number one contender spot.
And I think that's what they had to promise Anderson Silva to fight Israel. Because, why would Anderson fight a young gun?
Oh, yeah.
If there's nothing to gain from it. So I think there has to be that. Like, if you beat him, you get a title shot.
Yeah, as he should.
Speaking of title shots, and this is what I really want to jump into for a minute, did you see, was it yesterday or today, the post by Donald Cerrone?
Donald Cerrone that the McGregor fight's going to happen?
For an interim title.
Oh, my God. That made my fucking skin crawl.
Because Khabib suspended a little longer.
He's only suspended for like 5 more months.
I know, but here's the thing is I want to see that fight won just because of who the names are. But I think it adds a little extra just if it gets Donald. If Donald could win is what I'm saying. It gets him closer to earning that belt. I mean, technically he'll get the belt if he wins, right?
Well,
but it's not the real belt.
But he would just make it for the number one contender, and then Khabib just announce the fight right then. Go in the cage. Okay, winner gets fucking Khabib. He'll be back in 4 months.
Something about me, though, wants Donald to have some UFC gold. I don't care how he gets it.
It's not real fucking gold, though. We all know it.
But as long as
neither of them are the fucking champ. The champion that was there was Conor, and he got his fucking ass whipped.
Yeah.
And so he is not the champ.
But I want to talk about Donald for just a quick second. When he was fighting Alexander, did you see when Alexander kept coming in, he kept throwing that knee? Donald's never done that before in a fight, and it was so effective in that fight against Alexander because every time he'd come in for a takedown, he just got kneed. It was when he come in to jab, he just get kneed right there in the chest.
He's working with Joe Schilling now, who's the kickboxing extraordinaire, so he's probably giving him all sorts of fucking tips and tricks. And it works when Alexander's fucking tiny. He's like a 5'8".
I was thinking about
Donald's like 6'1". He's a tall dude.
I would love nothing more to see when Donald's finally done fighting and Joe Schilling's done fighting if they just both teamed up and ran BMF Ranch in like a fighter factory because I think they could.
For sure they're going to.
They could turn.
He's already made it. That's literally already what they're doing. He already has like a wrestling coach there.
I know, but I could just see them turning out some killers.
Yeah, it just depends what Donald wants to do at this time. I mean, they would all have to go skydiving and splunking and shit
all the time.
At 3 a.m. and then train at 9 p.m. But
he's the best Instagram follow.
It's high quality
because he's always doing something cool.
He's doing some crazy shit. Damn near dying. More of a man than I'll ever be. I'll tell you that much.
I don't know. You say that, but if we had the access to that,
No.
If you had the access to dirt bikes and snowmobiles and diving, you wouldn't do it.
Nope.
Why not?
Dean stays on the fucking earth or in a fucking plane. I don't go in. You know what's in the ocean?
Sharks.
No, tell me. Tell me everything that's in the ocean. Yeah, we don't know exactly.
We don't know. We know more about outer space.
Exactly.
Supposedly.
Yeah, we don't know what the fuck's in the ocean, and you're just gonna go fucking searching down there? Yeah, suck my dick. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not skydiving. What if the parachute doesn't open? What if the second parachute doesn't open? Dead Dean. Not doing that. Not what's another one? Splunking. What? Oh, cave. We jump into a cave and then open the parachute. Nah, hard no.
That's spelunking, right?
I don't know. Splunking is something in some caves. Like fucking in caves. That's called splunking. It's like when you sploosh in a cave.
I'm not mad at that.
Splunking, yeah. What else? What else is Dean not going to do? Bungee jumping? Hard no.
Would you go jump a dirt bike without even doing a trick? Would
no.
you just jump in the air from the ramp to the landing?
I can barely ride a fucking bike, dude. I'm not. No.
It's a hard no?
No.
Oh, man, see, that's right up my alley.
That's how you fucking get hurt. You stay on the fucking ground, you keep your feet on the ground, and you just go through life like that. You don't need...
But you fight. It's the same thing. There's a chance of getting hurt.
It's just another dude. It's just a person. He bleeds like I bleed. Other things, I'm fighting gravity. I'm fighting shit I can't see. I see him. I can see him.
Mother Nature wins every time.
Yeah, exactly. So why are you fucking with her?
Because of the adrenaline.
Nah. I don't need none of that. No, driving cars fast. Nope.
You don't need
that? Nope. That's going to break. Then
You're a pickup guy. You're not much of a car guy.
I'm not. I'm a what gets me there for what I can afford guy. I don't give a fuck what I drive.
You're a point A to point B.
I drove a Kia Soul before I had that truck, dude. The hamster mobile. You know why I bought it? Because I love that fucking commercial with the fucking hamsters in the green. Yeah, that shit was dope. I love that thing.
Man,
I
can
don't
see
give
that.
a fuck
I can
what
see
I
that.
drive, dude. I don't give two fucks.
I see some future like promotional videos we do where we just find another
fine.
Kia Soul and you're
I would
acting
love
like
a Kia Soul.
put you in a hamster suit and
I
you just
love
got there
those.
dancing.
I love that fucking car, man. It was great. It's a
Dude,
great
hey,
little
I
car.
got like some people really love that video I reposted of Nikki's of you just jamming the other night, just getting
I
down.
got it, man. I got some fucking moves.
Some good hip movement.
Especially Mike Jack. He's the fucking legendary dancer. I just watched the time he broke out the moonwalk for the first time yesterday. There's a video of it. It was at the 20th anniversary of like the oh wow, what awards were it?
This is reaching back in the archives, huh?
Yeah, it was like the 20th anniversary of some. It wasn't Motown Award. It was something like that, to where it was like more oriented towards black people, I think. And
BET?
no, it wasn't the fucking BET Awards, Steve.
Well, I was just going off what you
God
said.
damn it, Steve. Wasn't the fucking BET Awards. Motherfucker. Anyway, he debuted the fucking moonwalk during a rendition of Billie Jean after he played with the Jackson 5.
Billie Jean, not my girl.
Nope, it's Billie Jean is not my lover, but
Oh,
okay.
I don't know. I just went for it, bro. I'm not a Michael Jackson fan. I think his music's overrated.
Okay, well.
I'm offending everybody right now.
What do you listen to?
Me?
You listen to fucking Garth Brooks?
No, like you want to know my top two?
Sure.
Metal and EDM. Dubstep to be specific.
This motherfucker is going to go and listen to some music that all sounds the same, and the only people that like it are when they're on all the Molly, and he's going to talk
raging
to me.
with hormones, bro.
He's going to talk to me about how Michael Jackson's fucking... Have you ever listened to Michael Jackson perform live?
No.
No, you haven't? Okay, suck my fucking dick right now, guy. You've never listened to Michael Jackson perform live, and you're gonna tell me that some fucking EDM, my EDM up number 1 or 2, ED fucking performing live. They literally press a fucking button and the whole thing goes. And then they stand there with a fucking cake, throw it into some crowd, and then some girl shows her tits.
You laugh at that?
That's the whole fucking thing.
You laugh at that, but when I was in Indianapolis last year for the Indy 500, and I was in the snake pit, and Deadmau5 was there, and Diplo was there, but it got so hot. It was the hottest Indy 500 on record, but they didn't even have like a canopy for Deadmau5 by the time he got out there in the dead heat.
You mean Deadmau5 5?
Yeah, it's Deadmau5,
It's
bro.
Deadmau5 5.
And
because there's a 5 in there.
The heat melted his laptop, and they had to like finally brought a canopy out, and he had to like cool it off for a minute before we could continue the laser show.
Isn't that a downer that a musician couldn't play music because he didn't have his laptop? Down. That's a downer.
But dude, it was so
doesn't
sick
seem to
because he's
happen
got
with
some sick mixes.
fucking Michael Jackson and shit. Doesn't seem to happen when Michael Jackson doesn't have his computer that he can't perform. That's a downer.
I mean, I'm sure it would.
That's a shitty situation if a real musician can't fucking perform because they don't have their fucking computer that plays their music.
Well,
for
I've also
them.
been to like Rocklahoma and things like that where we're out there playing.
Rocklahoma. How many white people is that of a gathering?
Well, the whole state's pretty white.
Jesus fucking Christ.
It's right up there by Missouri where you're from. So
Oklahoma is
chill
pretty
yourself.
fucking far from Missouri. You're a couple states over.
Oklahoma, you can drive literally from Oklahoma into Missouri, right through Tulsa. I do it all the time.
Where?
In Joplin.
Where's Oklahoma at?
It's connected to Missouri, bro.
Underneath Kansas?
Yeah.
Oh.
But you don't have to go through Kansas to get there. You can drive whatever highway that is. Like, it's a turnpike in Oklahoma.
Know. You're cheating then. You're illegal, Missouri.
It's like 44.
You're an illegal alien in Missouri. If you're from Oklahoma and you just get in there. I don't know how you did it.
You leave Oklahoma and you go straight through Joplin.
You motherfuckers dug a cave under there and are now getting into Missouri through Oklahoma.
You're just showing how Western American you are by not knowing any geography.
I told you exactly where Oklahoma was. I said it was underneath Kansas.
Yeah.
You said yeah.
It is, but it's also
okay, so
Oklahoma touches 6 states, bro.
Nobody gives a shit.
I'm just dropping some knowledge, son. That makes me culture. I'm just dropping some knowledge. Let's wrap this up, dude. It's been an hour. It's been an hour. Let's go. Let's let's go. Let's go train. Let's go choke each other out in jiu-jitsu practice.
Okay, let's go.
Dean,
Sorry, that was funny.
I love how
nobody gives a shit.
I love how ridiculous these podcasts are. These are my favorite thing now. This is what I look forward to every week.
Yeah, this was a good time.
Okay, so Robert Whitaker beats Kelvin Gastelum.
Convincingly, and I think
Adesanya
Adesanya probably points Anderson.
And all the other fights don't really matter that much because these are the big ones.
Yeah. Well,
I think Adesanya knocks out Anderson in the second.
Is that going to be 3 or 5 rounds?
3. I think Adesanya knocks him out in the second.
I don't think there's gonna be a knockout because I think they're both counter punchers for the most part. So they have to both go at it. And I mean, Anderson's kind of known that if somebody's not going to pressure him, he's not going to be the one to pressure. So we'll see.
Awesome. Do you think Nick Diaz beat Anderson when they fought for the title?
I mean, I have never gotten through that fight. Actually, it kind of bores me. If I'm being honest, because nobody throws.
Are you a
shot.
big Diaz fan?
I love the Diaz brothers.
You want them both to come back soon?
Yes, I wish they would both fucking fight, but they both want like $70 million to come fight for 20 minutes. So it's like,
I mean, they're smart. I don't want to fight for pennies either.
I mean, you can give me $1 million and I'll go fight whoever the fuck you want right now. I don't give a fuck. You can give me $12,000 and I'll give me a good fucking go.
I was about to say you're about to fight for a lot less, so I can see. Yeah,
give me fucking $700 and I'll give it a go for somebody. I don't give a fuck.
Awesome, bro. This is episode 38 of Head Kick Radio. We out.
Later.
Say goodbye to all my friends. Say hello to the stars above.